Today is the day. We are at Hoonigan headquarters today with Mr. Vin himself.
Hey, we're doing it.
We are finally going to be able to chassis dyno the 441 engine that we built for this guy quite a while ago at this point.
I know, I'm so sorry it's taken so long, but you know, life got crazy, business got crazy, project was on the back burner, but it's in and it runs.
It's in.
Yeah.
So this engine on our engine dyno made 716 horsepower, naturally aspirated on pump E85 in San Antonio though. On the engine dyno, we had a little bit bigger intake manifold. We had a true 1 7/8 stepped to a 2-inch header. But in the car, things need to get shrunk down just a little bit. So I wanted to come out here, retune it.
Fault. So I wanted to be able to run the stock hood. Well, I wanted to run a hood uncut, which successfully fits. We just had to flip the throttle body over, the smaller intake manifold, but I'm a clean style guy. I don't want to have, you know, the engine coming through the hood. And then I'm not a fabricator. You probably could fit an 1 7/8 header in, but it's super tight here. And these are actually Sicky manufacturing headers, so they make swap kits for the LS into the E36. So
that's an off-the-shelf header.
So this is an off-the-shelf header.
Wow.
As you can see, like with the steering shaft and the engine mount, and obviously the oil filter right down there in the frame rail,
it's tight.
You may be able to. Someone out there could probably custom make a set of 1 7/8 headers, but it's, you know.
It's in. It fits. It checks the boxes. Yeah. And it's already making more horsepower than you actually wanted.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that though, because I always think like if you overbuild and then you run it a little bit softer, it'll just help its longevity, so.
Yep. So today I'm going to check over the idle parameters, and then we're going to head to the chassis dyno and see how much power it's putting down to the wheels. Got the base tune dialed in a little better to their fuel, as well as the new induction and exhaust system on the motor. Lowered the RPM a little bit as well to give it a little more thump. And now it's time to head to the chassis dyno. Okay, we are at the dyno, European Autosport with Vin's BMW. I'm gonna start with 20 degrees of total timing in the engine. We're gonna make our first pull and we'll see how it looks. Okay, the first pull with 20 degrees timing made a little over 500 wheel horsepower. So for the second pull, I'm gonna put 2 more degrees of timing into the ignition system and we'll see how much it picks up. An additional 2 degrees of timing picked up about 15 horsepower and 10 foot-pounds of torque. So we're gonna add 2 more degrees. And basically we're just gonna keep adding timing until we find where the curves start to lay off and stop picking up more power and torque. Same thing, 2 degrees, 20 horsepower. That was 24 total, so now let's put 26 in it and keep creeping up on her. If a little is good, more is better. 26 degrees, still picking up more than 10 horsepower. Torque only picked up 8, so I think we're about to hit our timing limit on torque. But let's put 2 more in it and see how the curve looks. All right, 28 degrees is about the limit that we see with an LS3 cylinder head. At very peak torque, when cylinder pressure is the highest, you can see that our torque did not change at all. So we really need to go back to 26 degrees here. However, we kept making more power up here, so everything below pretty much right there. I'm gonna put 26 in, have a 27 degree blend, and then 28 above that. So here's the, as it came off the street to the final tune, picked up about 60 something horsepower up top and about 30 foot-pounds of torque if my math is right.
Yo, insane. Absolutely insane. It's crazy because like the horsepower number, what everyone talks about, is already impressive. Like I was impressed to see that adding timing was able to add almost 50 horsepower, but then 560 foot-pounds of torque is going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, what I really like to see on a motor that's fun, that's easy to drive and pretty forgiving, is you'll always see equal torque and horsepower.
Yeah, and what'll be really cool is like, so for road racing, this might be a big handful, but for Gymkhana Grid, this right here, this meat right here is going to be what makes this car really easy to drive, because at 4,000 RPM, you have 550 foot-pounds of torque. So yeah, that's really where you're going to be modulating your throttle. You don't have to be slamming redline to make this thing work, which in some cases, if you're gripped up and you got a big turbo that's laggy, you're going to be clutch kicking to get up in that RPM power band. But this is like, we're just such a meaty, look at this, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty wild.
At 3,500 RPM, it's making 470 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Are you getting on it at 3,000?
I'm probably full throttle right at 30. Yeah, this is probably, yeah, somewhere around there. It's pretty much full throttle. But yeah, it just gets up on torque immediately and then just stays there.
Yeah, and like you shouldn't be wide open throttling at like 2,000 RPM anyway. So it's just so much load on all the components.
Yeah, well, it would just blow the tires off. But
yeah,
if it hooked.
Dude, absolutely insane.
Oh man, this thing is stupid.